Hello everyone, Egg420 here, and today we're actually not gonna play Minecraft. Today we're gonna actually start I guess you could say, tutorial series for beginning in a game called Second Life. Before we actually get into playing the game, I wanted to explain several things about Second Life. As you can see by the pictures here on their secondlife.com, it is a amped up version of Sims Online. Not only that, but it's an extremely adult game. I will be avoiding the adult aspects of the game, but it is a extremely adult version of the game, or adult version of Sims. Uh, the thing about this game is your imagination and your ability to learn is the limit of what you can do in the game. It's kind of like Minecraft in the sense of you're able to build real time, uh, but there's a really major difference in graphics. So let's get started. I've got two links open here. Uh, secondlife.com, which is their main web page, and the third-party viewer directory. First, let's start with secondlife.com. What you're going to do is right here on the main page where it says play for free, you're going to click that, and as soon as it loads, here's your avatar choices. You don't have to stick with these. You can even select between vampires. So you got all these. Ooh, a zombie. That's cool. So you got all these crazy looking vampires, werewolves, you know, stuff like that. This is their classic avatars from long ago. This game's been out for many years. I have played this game since 2007, on and off. It's been one of my ways of making money. And sorry about the dog. I'm actually gonna pause the video until he stops barking. Okay, we seem to be good now. I'm just gonna, I'm not really gonna make an avatar. I'm just gonna randomly select one here. Let's go with this guy. Okay, so we're gonna go with this guy. Just hit choose avatar, and here you'll be prompted to enter a username. In Second Life, they have a first name and a last name. I think it was 2010 they changed from having specific last names to using a last name of resident. I'd like to go ahead and apologize if you can tell the video's cutting in and out. I have moved houses, and where I live now, the people I live with have a dog, and he don't like me, so he barks anytime I talk. Okay, so here, as I was explaining, I think it was 2010 that they stopped using actual last names. Like, you used to be able to select your first name and then your last name, and your last name that you selected was displayed in game. Now they just use resident as a last name. So you would basically type in a name. I just used laugh a lot for an example. So of course it's not available, so tons of fun, maybe. Take that one. Nope. go with that one. Wow. Okay. Anywho, um, let's just do that. Or, you know that one's already taken. Kind of figured. All right. So you do that. Go to next. It'll ask you for all this information. You don't have to connect with Facebook. That is your decision. Like, you can if you want. You don't have to. Put in an email address, date of birth. As I was saying, this is a very adult game, but you do not have to be an adult to play this game. But if you're not 18 or older, you will not be able to access the adult parts of the game. So the rest of this is basically self-explanatory. Once you hit create account, it'll bring you to a page to where you can either download the Second Life viewer or client, whatever you would like to call it. You can use this client. I don't recommend it. Which brings me to the next topic. I have the third-party viewer directory here open, which is on the Second Life wiki, and here's the link: third-party wiki.secondlife.com/wiki/third-party viewer. I'll put this in the description, and I'll put the secondlife.com in the description for people. The viewer I use is this one here, Firestorm. It's not the most stable, but it works for me. There is other viewers. Raid Gas is a text-based viewer, kind of like IRC. You can't really do entirely too much with it. It's more for chatting. Yeah, non-graphical. But there's tons of them. I will be using Firestorm for the videos, because all the viewers just about look the same, and I'll show the difference between 1 and 2. Okay, so to get Firestorm, you would just go to, I think it's firestormviewer.org. Once on this page, you would go to downloads, and then depending on what you're using it for, I recommend doing Firestorm for SL and OpenSim. OpenSim is pretty much the same thing as Second Life. They use Second Life uses the OpenSim simulators, which is basically the world engine, to run, from my understanding. But you know, they got their whole thing in here. Just click download, and it'll download, install. It's fairly self-explanatory. But once you've got that installed, let's go ahead and close out of these. Open up Firestorm. We'll get into a lot of these other programs and what they can be used to work with Second Life, such as Autodesk 3ds Max, which I have made videos for in the past. Okay, actually, let me go ahead and fix my screen here. Set to low. Leave that on. Okay. interface. You want to make it a little bit smaller. A little bit more. Okay. So when you open Firestorm, you come up with this window. Okay, so at this point, down here at the bottom right is this select mode. I do believe it starts out in Firestorm mode. I'll go ahead and quit. I'll go ahead and do that. Give me just. Okay, so I have it in Firestorm mode now, and we'll go ahead and log in, and I'll show what Firestorm mode looks like, and I'll run through the interface right quick, and then that'll probably be the end of the video. So, oh, hang on. Okay, before I actually load into the game, let me go ahead and explain how you log in. When you open Firestorm for the first time, I do believe it is in here. A ability to anyway, the login to grid option is not allowed. Like, you'd have to go into the preferences there and allow it. Or is it in this one? Nope. Okay. It is in which you wouldn't have this at Second Life at the end of it. That's just saying log into secondlife.com instead of OpenSim or whatever. And if I do this, you see the whole list of worlds or grids you can log into. So basically, you do your username here because they don't. Firestorm does not require the use of the resident last name. Although if you have a last name like my main account here, you'd want the period with the actual last name. So I'm going to log in as Ed420, and we'll go from there. It's going to slowly load in, maybe. Okay, so here we are in Second Life. Looks like we're actually underwater. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know where we are, but I know where we can go. Okay, we'll just sit here for a second to explain a few things. Okay, so here's my avatar. To move my camera, I hold Alt and then left click, and it'll allow me to zoom in and out and rotate left and right. If I hold Alt and Control, I can orbit around, and it won't let me zoom. I can go up and down, left and right, and all over the place. If I hold Alt and Shift, okay. Could have sworn it was Alt and Shift to pan. Okay, Alt, Control, and Shift, and it allows you to pan your camera around. Okay. So, let's start down here, I guess. Quick preferences options. Brings up the preferences in here. You can change certain things. kind of self-explanatory with that. I wouldn't advise messing with the wind light settings here until you've become accustomed with the game. Uh, AO here, this animation override. I use a uh, user created one, which is here on the bottom right of my screen. This is my AO. You can use animations in your inventory and have them run through the actual client itself. Let's get rid of that. Alright. Basically what that does is it overrides the default animations to make your character look a little bit nicer. This little luggage here is inventory, and it opens up your inventory screen. We'll cover more into this later down the road, but you know, you got your body parts. You can change your body parts. You got your clothing, stuff like that. Favorites and landmarks is basically destinations you can go to. You can create landmarks by going to the top here where it says world and landmark this place. Okay, and it'll create a landmark. And if you double click on it, it teleports you. Like so. And of course, I am now somewhere else. Okay. Let's go ahead and close out of this inventory. Well, yeah, we'll get into the rest of this stuff in another episode, just because there's a lot to cover. You can take a snapshot of your screen from within game. Use up this menu. You can, I believe you have the option to save your profile, email, inventory, disk, or Flickr. I don't know what Flickr is, but yeah. Minimap brings up a nice little mini map for you. I believe this is the actual map. We'll cover a lot of this later. But yeah, as you can see, this world quite expansive. Quite expansive. Okay. So next is the search option. We'll cover a lot into this later. It allows you to search content within the game. Appearance. You can save outfits and whatnot, and load them quickly through this appearance menu. If I hit wearing, it shows what I'm wearing on me. This one is people. It shows the people, and this one shows people nearby. This one shows friends, groups, recent, those that you have IM recently or instant messaged recently, blocked, and contact sets, like so. Okay. Next up is, hang on. Okay, so next up is this little eye looking like icon. That brings up your camera controls. You can rotate, move it, zoom, front or normal view. I believe that's supposed to be side view and front view. Object view, not sure what that's for. Mouse look, basically first person shooter view. And of course, reset view. Alright, so let's go ahead and close you. This one is walk, run. This is your movement controls. You don't have to use these. You can use your arrow keys, and there's a option in preferences here. In chat, I'm pretty sure. Right here where it says pressing letter key, it'll have start local chat. You can change that to affect movement, so you can use ASWD to move around, which is what I use. So yeah, you can move, you can set it to always run and stuff like that. Okay, I do believe you can post to Facebook. I did not know this. I don't use this layout. I use a different one that we'll get into the next one. Nearby voice. There is built-in voice chat where you can talk in game. By default, it is set to lock, which is this little check here, so that when you push, it'll allow you push your middle mouse button. It'll allow you to talk in game. As you can see above my head here, these little green lines that states I'm talking in the game. If you hit the button again, it'll stop it. You can remove this little check mark and push to talk at that point, so that if you like push to talk, you can do it that way. I normally keep the check mark on. There is voice morphing. Oh man, this dog's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, so you can do voice morphing. I do believe you have to download a specific voice morpher in order for it to work. I'm not sure. I know the regular Second Life client allows for voice morphing as well. So that's an option for those that would like to do it. Okay, so the next one is this little chat bubble icon here. If you click it, it'll bring up nearby chat, which is basically your chat log. And as you can see, I'm slowly loading in still. The graphics are really amazing, but it's all user created stuff or player developed content. So this is actually the conversations, not the local chat. It'll bring up your conversations window. In here you have your contact list or your friends list. You have your group list and your contact sets. Oh, look. Looks like I got somebody to pop in right behind me. Hello. Okay. So, this over here is the destination guide. It's basically Linden Labs has made a list of places you can visit and learn and stuff like that. So that's there for your entertainment. Okay. I think that's gonna about wrap it up for this episode. First thing I do want to explain real quickly, the favorites in the inventory here. It shows up here on your screen, so you can click them here without having to open your inventory, and it'll teleport you from here. This is your teleport control. You can teleport back to where you were. As you see, I teleported back to where I was. Well, more as back to the same areas, more over that way, I think. This will teleport you home. this will bring up the land information, which this is we'll cover more into this later, but I just wanted to show that. You can also bring up the land information by clicking this little eye. It'll bring up a different version of the land information though. This is the name of the land we're on. This is the coordinates we're at. This is the maturity level with the little M here. It's moderate region, like it says moderate. Oops. We'll get into this. This means the land is for sale, and this means you can add a landmark through that. You can search from here. Money is right here at the top. The in-game money is called Linden dollars, or Lindens. This is basically the same thing as this here, for sale, and the permissions for the parcel or land. You've got your volume control here. You can start. You're able to stream music into the game, and you're also able to stream media like videos and stuff like that into the game as well, which is what these are used for. We'll cover these later down the line. But I'm hitting about 27 minutes, so we're going to call it here now. And thanks for watching. Have a great evening.